We're beyond trying for perfection. Kevin, you gonna buy a Beamer? Oh no, I'm pushing the wrong. There's too many.
Oh no! We're back, baby.
And you hear yourself? I adjusted your volume a little better.
I can hear. I'm pretty low, but I can hear it.
All right, let's see. Hi. God. Oh, I brought my wrong. I brought my wrong.
You bonked the mic.
I'm sorry. Could I please have? Could I have my other?
Yeah.
My good coffee. This is my old one.
Gross.
Well, this is a freshie. Thanks. Oh, man. Appreciate it. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hello to you at home. This is interesting. How long has it been since we've been here? A month?
A month, yeah. Yeah,
we were just getting back into the swing of things, and then, you know.
Feels like that's what keeps happening, though. We'll get into a swing, and that was my shit falling.
Oh.
Like I was saying, we get into a swing and something happens.
Speaking of bonking the mic, look. So we gave you we got your camera a little better aimed at you at least. We can work on that. This is all a work in progress. Good evening. It is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. We should be live on YouTube and Facebook. My name is Jay Ryan, coming to you from the Late Night Playset. Over here we have Ariel Zadok, Babes and Classics, producing the thing. We also have Byron Bowers here this evening. He will be in just a few minutes. I just feel like it's going to take a second to get back into this, and I didn't want to do that to our friend. How are you? How are you at home? How's your month been? Okay, let's do this. When we left, I had a friend who was in the hospital who was going to die soon. Spoiler alert. That's how that went. But it took a while. It took 11 days from when the first day I went to visit. So Sam Macaroni, R.I.P. That was a tough one because I was there till the end. 46 years, never saw another human being transition out of this world. And now I've done it twice.
In less than a year.
It's my new thing. I have had friends legitimately, our producer included, suggest that maybe I should go into being a death doula. I'm considering new careers at this point in my life. That's a weird responsibility to take on.
Or is it a gift because not everybody can do that. And you've seen that multiple times now, you know?
Yeah. Well, that was the case. Yeah, that was exactly the case. Yeah, that was a heavy time. And then of course, I thought I was fine the whole time. Surprise. Apparently I have a pattern. Thought I was fine the whole time. And then, coming out of that, once the responsibility is gone, I realized that, in so many ways I'd been putting my love and care other places instead of kind of trying to, get myself better and whatever. So it's good. Everything happens, how it's supposed to in this weird ride. Mm-hmm. But R.I.P. Sam Macaroni. I think last time we were here, we were talking about Newcomb's Ranch. That situation didn't improve. I don't want to talk about it too much here, or really at all, but I know we have to. There was another break-in, and now there's apparently somebody staying up there, so it's going to be better. But everybody's working on it. That's all I can say. Everybody's working on it. I'm not going anywhere. I know it may look like it because I was the caretaker and up there all the time because there was something to take care of. But we're still trying to finish this thing and get it done. I don't know. More to come on that for sure. More to come on that. Everything on the card here. Let's see. Well, how was your weekend? What are you doing?
Oh, well, I work at sex parties, so my Saturday started with doing a kids improv show.
You talk to me, lady. Stop
okay,
talking to camera over there. Gee
whiz.
It's
in my face. It's red. I'm trained, okay? If I have a red dot in my face, I have been trained to look at it.
Talk wherever you want, but I'm right here.
I know. It's just it's such muscle memory. Like, I don't even notice that I'm doing it.
Because you are.
That's funny that I'm just like red dot, follow the red dot.
But I want to hear about the sex party.
So my Saturday started off doing a kids improv show because I do that over at the Youth Academy of Dramatic Arts, which is great, super fun, kid friendly. Right?
Talk about a dichotomy! Oh my God!
And then I went straight because it was a day party. So then I went straight to we had the play Rodeo, so it was a rodeo themed party. And the funny thing is,
I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny.
No, it's fun. It's great. So I dressed, I'm not wearing the thing that I was wearing later, but I had a cow onesie. So I got ready. I, did my hair, did all the things that I had to do to get ready and transition from kids show to that. And I ran out wearing a onesie that was a cow. And there was a class on the stage that we had just been performing in. And I hear the kids go, "Was that a cow?" So, so it was a very long day because then I worked until like midnight. So it was a very long day with lots of dynamics.
Can you describe anything from the evening show?
So I was dressed like a cow because, I love cows. I've got a lot. This was great for me because I didn't have to buy a single costume piece. Usually I have to buy different costume pieces.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I have a lot of cow stuff. So I just wore everything that I have with cow prints on it, which was very easy. And one of the last performances of the night, one of the performers, her name is Fisher Yan. She's incredible. She does aerial and burlesque and like just all sorts of weird, quirky things. And so the last performance she did of the night, she dressed like corn. So she had this whole outfit that was corn. She had this knitted corn hat. And I was getting comfy. I was going to go in the hot tub. And I saw her putting corn on, and I said, "Hey, it's just an impromptu performance in the kitchen on like the kitchen counter space because there's like a big island in the middle." And she was going to feed people corn. I was changing out.
You ever just sorry you asked?
Yeah, you're sorry I asked. But anyway, I was changing out of the cow stuff, and I was like, do you want me to stay in the cow and I could do a performance with you and you could feed the livestock? Because cows eat corn. So we had this impromptu performance where she had a corn husk on the cob as her dick, and I husked it or whatever, and then she fed me corn and popcorn and canned corn. It was fucking great.
And canned corn, cream corn. Oh my God.
Cream corn, yeah. So that's it's a little piece of what we do. It's a little piece of magic for you. people are fucking in the next room.
It's 5:12 here in the PM.
You asked.
Pacific Coast. I'm glad I feel like I need to know more about this side of your life.
Yeah.
It's not a side I have in mind. That's not. I don't have those Saturdays. So I guess it was Sunday, but we did the Smoking Tire had his 1,000th podcast. So Matt Farah, Zach Clapman, of course, and then the guest list was insane. It was an 8-hour extravaganza done down at Smoking Tire West Side Collector Car Storage, and it was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. The guest list was amazing, and then the people that just started showing up because they heard about it because it became like the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was awesome. Phil and I went. Phil, shout out to Phil Morris, and we went in the beginning. We got there at 10. And I stayed till 7, but the podcast ended at 6. And it was crazy because the studio never stopped. That was a constant rotation. But truly where the party was happening was the green room. The green room was off the charts.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was really crazy. It was very, very strange. It felt like the old Johnny Carson Tonight Show where like, holy crap, Bob Hope, Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra, and, who name the biggest people in the world all just walking through. It was really, really crazy.
That's amazing. How'd that bottle of whiskey do?
I don't drink, so
I know you don't drink.
There were deliveries throughout the day of different people bringing good booze to try. So I don't think anybody, I'll tell you what, a lot of people Ubered and Lyfted.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
It was great. It was a great time. It's a huge accomplishment to do 1,000 of anything. We are at 500. This is 591 of this, but it's also been like 5 different shows during that time. And I guess we took a year off, so it might be a little bit more, but still. I mean, I thought that was an accomplishment. 1,000.
Well, first of all, it is an accomplishment. And something that I just saw like a clip of it that he said was, I think someone asked Farrah, like, how do you...
It was me.
Oh, it was you. Oh, how do you get to 1,000?
The thing was just about to end. So I asked him, how does it feel? And I recorded it.
Yeah. And I just remember the response being like, you just keep showing up. That's it. And that's honestly the answer to so many things is that you just have to keep showing up because most people don't do that. Most people give up, they fade away, especially with podcasting. I think the stats are something like most people start a podcast and do 2 episodes and don't get past 2. 2
yes.
or 3, something like that.
I've read about this as well. Apparently the reason on that one supposedly is more psychological because most people need they need their podcast to be successful overnight in order for them to keep doing it.
Sure.
That does not work that way.
For anything. And most people give up either almost immediately or like right before the momentum kicks off.
Right.
Because if you listen to so many different people and their success stories, they're like, yeah, I was actually not going to do it. And then I did whatever, for whatever reason, I showed up and that's the one that popped off. Mm-hmm. I was not planning to do it and that's the one that popped off. So it's very much people give up right at the precipice of something happening.
Matt himself, even on this show, and he regularly says he goes, be prepared to throw 5 years away. Like, you're not throwing it away, but you're not going to get any money. You're working for free for 5 years, and it's hard work.
You're building.
Yeah. And that's twice a week for 5 years was what he was talking about before they actually crested the...
Yeah. I mean, I have my podcast, and I had to take a break because I was so burnt out. I did 54 episodes in 56 weeks. Oof. It's extraordinary.
To put that amount of yourself into something wears you out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Producing, editing, doing market, like literally hosting all of it, choosing the people. It was a lot. When
the money comes, that's what that's for.
Exactly.
That's an exchange. Yes, it's a very happy exchange. Yeah. Oh, I will give you my energy. You give me your money. Yeah.
So, and not to say that I'm not going to bring it back, but I have to make sure that I have the energy for it to do what it deserves, and that's a piece of this kind of stuff too. Yeah,
you're also doing other things though. You have so many things in the pipeline. Can I say pipeline in your line of work?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
I guess that's where you say it. You have so many things coming up and good things happening for you that, I saw your attorney on Sunday as well. He was there, of course.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I saw Zuckerman.
I was like, Sunday I couldn't do it. I had, again, like another improv sex party. So I had my rehearsal.
Improv sex party? That sounds like a rape.
No.
An improv sex party?
No. I said,
does anyone else know?
Both. Also, no, because he
the acting.
Separate.
I didn't think it through.
And then
Okay.
I had meetings, so I was like bouncing around on Sunday. It was a lot. But to your point with improv and sex, even improv, good improv, all of it has boundaries. You know, you can only perform with boundaries.
Can you have an? This is a terrible question. Can you have Can you have a sex surprise party?
I mean, yeah, you can have a surprise party that's also a sex party, which I'm sure many of my friends have done.
I guess so. Again, I haven't thought this through. You're actually, I think I'm being funny and clever, and you're like, nope,
we do that.
we have that one. Yeah, no, that's one of them. That's one of them.
Maybe I'll tell my friends to do that for me for my birthday this year.
That's Tuesday. Anyway, anyway, it was a great day, and it's a huge accomplishment, and major congrats to the Smoking Tire, and it was so cool to say every freaking buddy was there. Leno was there. Amelia Hartford was there. Crazy. Yeah. Christian James Hand, I love him so much. I kind of, whenever I can at a party or whatever, I just buddy up next to him because I have a great time with him. I don't want to say we have a great time. I hope he has a nice time. I have a great time.
One is hoping that he does.
Yeah. He's just, he's a really good people watcher. And we seem to see the same things. So it's fun to be around him.
I mean, you're a good time. Oh, you know what else we should mention?
Yeah. What have you heard?
2 weeks ago, we had Johnny Lieberman's event.
Oh, that was great too at Helm's Bakery. Yeah.
Oh my God, Helm's Bakery, Johnny Lieberman. That was another one where like the whole community showed up, and it was like cross section of different car people from different things. It was such a delightful morning. I felt like I saw so many people because I've been in the shadows.
Yeah.
That I just hadn't seen in so long, and I think a lot of other people were on that vibe too, where they've kind of been like in their own world a little bit. It was nice. It was a great reason for all of us to come together. So thanks, Johnny.
We said this right before the show. I don't know anyone who's not struggling with something right now, and none of our friends are giving up while they struggle with the thing. So everyone's pretty kind of self-consumed, not absorbed, just kind of self-consumed lately.
Do what they need to do to survive.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Hospital, Newcomb's, things are happening. R.I.P. Sam Macaroni. And I brought the old Seinfeld 82 SC back today.
Oh, you did.
I brought that back to,
That's right.
to its current owner, who's
the
lost
drive?
their house in one of the fires. The drive was fine. Here's the thing. That car is so nice. I don't like driving it. It's so nice. There's no mileage. It's brand new. It's perfect. It's perfect. Everything about it's and it's set up by Marco. It's taken care of at TLG. It's perfect. And what a provenance, right? I mean, like Seinfeld, then I think Zuckerman and Spike, and then now Susie. So
it's quite a pedigree. I don't know if you can call it that, but I'm going to call it.
That's what I would say.
Right?
I call it a pedigree. Yeah. It comes from a good home.
Yeah, it comes from a bunch of good homes.
All right. What about Byron? Can we get Byron in here? Because speaking of where has life been and everything, is Byron still here? Did we talk him out of here? Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Oh, look, we'll do that. We'll give you some.
Hey.
I missed you.
Why am I singing along?
Gotta be professional, like we don't.
We love it. We love it.
I don't know what we're
We have
doing.
a real
None of this
show here.
We're working on it. We're trying. Oh, so there. Yeah. So there were.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can have both.
It is.
There were comments that Get Ariel and Mike.
I just logged on now.
We did, but we wanted her to be just slightly below the rest of us.
He doesn't like me. No.
No, when I look at the levels, that seems to be where you are now, but it was
Yeah.
not. I had set it up properly the other day, but I hadn't worked. We got the new board thanks to our new audio guy, Paul, over there.
Yeah.
Digital
Nicole.
Zero.
Yeah, Digital Zero. Thank you.
Beautiful
Shout out.
new, gorgeous board, but I'm still tweaking it. So it looks like we're in the same area now.
Yeah.
And you have headphones to check just in case.
I mean, it sounded pretty
technical
good to
stuff.
me, but driver psyche,
All right.
let me know.
All right. It's April 1st, and Ariel suggested having a comedian on, and as I thought about going back into that route, who I would want on, it's you. And not to be funny, it's because I love you. You were one of the first guests when Nicole and I started doing whatever the heck this thing was, and you were one of the few people who were here that final week of her life. And
Yep.
And so it just felt like kind of a bookend where there
Rough
was no
room.
other. There was.
Rough room that day.
I mean, you threw a bomb out to us, and some of us were laughing real
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It's true. But it was just there was nobody else. So thanks for making it happen.
Thank you for having me. I lose sight of April Fool's Day these days, but I forgot about it. But yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Is that because every day feels like a fucking joke?
Part of it. A part of it. But it's all set up right now.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
right.
Yeah.
All the groundwork's
The
being laid.
premise is the real part of the joke. You know, the fun part is later, but the punch is coming, I think.
Could you imagine doing a 2-part special where the first is nothing but setups? 90 minutes of setups, call it 60 minutes of setups, and then another hour of just all the punches because we need the 2 years in between.
That's brilliant.
Damn.
That's brilliant
That's
to me.
funny.
Is it? It's pretty out. That's an Andy Kaufman thing to do. That's
Yeah,
out
but
there.
the setups will become funny after a while.
Agreed. Oh, over time, it's going to be legendary. Big leap right now.
But that's the part of it, right?
Yeah.
You'll play a practical joke on somebody. Sometimes they'll get it later, but in the moment they be angry. You know.
Oh, that's true.
But that's the fun part. If you're telling a joke, if you're the one telling the joke. Oh, you haven't done it yet. That's why.
I know.
You haven't made a room full of people grown yet.
You're going to help me.
Yeah.
I do. Plenty of people grown around me. It's just not in group form. Look at you. You're
I
all
know.
stuck. Look at he's representing.
I know. I just saw that too.
Oh man.
These sex parties are wild.
You're.
I was listening to them. I'm like, a part of me is like, ugh, and then another part of me is like, I haven't lived.
Well,
Till you lick corn out somebody's
Cream corn.
buttocks. Can you
Is that what
say
she was
asshole on
saying?
this show?
I don't
see,
know.
asshole. See or say?
Yeah, man.
I see a lot of
See, that's the thing. She is that we'd have to ask her. She'd be the one to ask, and I think all bets are off when it comes to that
Yeah.
stuff. Just don't ask her what she weighs. That's off.
Shut
That's
the fuck
off.
up.
That's off.
I might have to, if my current situation don't work, I might have to fall through one of those parties. If I don't know how you get invited. Can you just
You
show
gotta
up?
apply.
Can you just show up?
No.
And just, no?
No.
Is that true? You have to apply?
Yeah.
Like what?
They're
Like
pretty
signing
much
up for
all
Facebook, or like
communities.
with a credit report, or
No.
background check?
No, not background check, but usually it's like a referral. So someone would refer you
Oh.
into
Yeah.
a community,
Oh
and
well,
then
we know her.
you know
I don't think I want to go. That's my issue.
Yeah,
I
you-
think
you
it's.
wouldn't
I'd be
wanna
so
go.
overwhelmed.
you're not gonna get in. You're not gonna go.
I wouldn't get in.
Yeah,
She
you
said
do.
I wouldn't get in.
I can get into the
Fucking
because
now
it's
it's a goddamn.
sometimes
Now
I
I go to every sex party but
I
hers.
performed at a sex party.
That is
before.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they'd read you in the interview. They would read your discomfort.
Yeah.
See, the
You
truth
gotta be
is,
loose and chill. You
the
know what I
truth
mean?
is, and we're not going to get into it here on this show, but the truth is, you actually don't know as much about me as you think you do, because you only know the second half of me,
Sure.
which is this puritanical side. My younger drinking years were debaucherous.
Helicopters everywhere, baby.
Nicole-
He's a 6'4" good looking guy. You know he got down from the
I'm
from the
6'4".
cold.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn now?
What, you 6'2"?
6'2".
Oh.
Oh, that's how tall I am.
But basketball,
right?
your basketball height will be 6'4".
Yeah.
From the cold, you know what I mean? He got a nickname. He got a street nickname you don't even know about.
I have one?
A sex name, yeah.
Yeah,
they
but
don't
I
even know
haven't
from back
used it in
the day.
years. I
Yeah.
thought I retired it, but I might bring it back
Oh,
out.
you gotta bring it back.
Do you know the person I went with to one of those things did have one of those names? He did have a street name.
And you found out there?
Can I just also...
Yeah, correct. Well, because you sign in on the list with whatever whatever your reservation is. I did go to one of these ones. Actually, Nicole was there too.
So it looks like Smokey the Bear there.
Yeah.
It's a shovel.
Right.
But based on our conversation right now,
Oh.
it's like a little paddle.
Oh, all right. Well, this was given to us by our friends at the U.S. Forest Service. You know, we had Mike from Montrose Search and Rescue on, and then the flowers were still in the chair, and he said, "Are you going to leave those flowers there?" The guy from the Forest Service, John Mirager. And I said, "Sure." So he gave me this to put on.
Wow.
Perfect.
So,
Memorial.
Thank you for that.
only you, in the middle of sex parties, only you can prevent forest fires.
That's true.
That would be a friction burn of some sort, I'm guessing.
Oh, I do fire spin too. Something really cool that we do there is there's just a,
Oh, I've seen this on your Instagram.
Yeah. But something that we do is that like the main room has like these big glass floor to ceiling windows, and so while people are doing what they do, we'll be spinning fire outside, and it's a very cool vibe.
Is that to break the ice?
No, that's
Like the
this
guy
is,
sitting
way
there
la-
rubbing
way
himself
later
like,
in the
yeah,
night.
man, this is crazy, man.
I mean, it does help break the ice, though.
Small talk.
Yeah.
It's funny that you would bring that out, because I asked you once about my friend who used to be like the premier fire dancer in L.A., and I was watching a show last night, and she was on that show.
Really?
Not even dancing, just acting. Yeah.
So cool.
Eva Ladare was her dance name, was her
Yeah.
street
What
name.
a great
Wow.
name.
Karen Dyer is her acting name. Very talented.
Yeah, I've worked one of those as a comedian, and it was crazy. It was
Let's-
crazy.
A sex party?
I used to valet swingers clubs when I was
okay.
younger. And I was like, one day I'm gonna come in here, but I never did. But I valet. I mean, I did. It was a comedy show in the Valley in Van Nuys somewhere, and it was CD BBC night.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
Cross dresser, big black cock.
Do it again. Lay it on me.
Cross dressers.
Oh, okay.
And big black cock.
Oh God. Well, yeah, that's right.
But
Something
you see
for
all
everybody.
These older cross dressers and these young black dudes come through, and then the guy's walking me through the venue space, and it's a dentist room, and there's people in there doing stuff, and I would have to be like, pretend like I didn't see what was going on. I'd be like, that's a nice chair, you know what I mean? And I got walked through this whole venue, And I remember doing a slave joke, and they groaned, and it was behind me. There was porn on the screen of somebody getting hammered and tied up, and I'm like, y'all groan at slave jokes? Y'all got this going on the wall?
But this is okay. Yeah.
And
what was the response? They
laughed then, yeah.
Oh, okay. You got him.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta go.
I would imagine a slave joke could be divisive.
Well,
by nature.
Some people
there is slave play, but that's that's a whole other ball game.
I mean,
this has turned into a whole different. Is that S&M? We had the fire guy on the other day, and now this is what we're doing now.
Sorry,
is that S&M?
It's a form of dominance and submission of archetypes and characters where there's a master slave. Not many people like to play in that, but some people do, and that is a valid dynamic as long as it's all completely consensual and discussed ahead of time and everything like that.
Oh, I thought it was actual slaves.
We don't allow those at parties because you can't tell anything that you can't tell whether or not it's consensual is generally not allowed at parties at different organizations. Everyone's got their different levels, but
you're right. I think
she
I'd
run
be
the slave auction. You know what I mean?
Oh,
at 6'2".
The next Bachelorette is. Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking two different slaves when you said. I'm thinking this American slavery.
That's where I thought you went.
Damn, look how thick his ass is. Who, me?
I mean, there are people that are into it because when it's their own autonomy and they're the one, because the sub is really the person that's this is the experience that I want. It is a way, just all submission, is a way that people can reclaim power and. You stay there. I'm gonna. Okay. This is not... And build autonomy and kind of, especially if there's been trauma. There are a lot of people that do use those types of dynamics to move through trauma. That's not everybody, but there are people who do that because it's a way for you to be this is my desire on my clock. This is my scene. These are all my boundaries. So
man, there's too many rules out here for it.
Mm-hmm. Too many rules?
Yeah.
You mean consent?
I
tried that one once, and that was the response too. And then I felt like an idiot.
No, I don't feel like an idiot.
Don't feel like an
There's
idiot.
Still too many rules. You got to go read a pamphlet and all that. It's easy skydiving.
Yeah, you just watch a little video and up you go. It's easier skydiving than sex parties?
Yeah, this ain't the rules.
Is it the same? Is that apples and apples, really?
At the end, it's all about safety, so you can be expansive.
Oh, yeah,
all
right.
You know how to jump out of a plane, you got to know how to behave at a sex party.
Sure. Anybody who tuned in last week looking for the same thing, I'm sorry.
April Fools.
April Fools. Don't let me talk today, guys.
Okay. We can see it.
No, it's good. There's comments in this thing over here. Do you want me to?
I have.
Or we can do them later. I don't know how to.
I can't access everything on Facebook because we're not Facebook friends.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm sorry to even talk about it.
If you friend me, I'll do
did.
it. Oh, okay.
That's
Wait,
right.
so you
Smokey,
can't.
So Crab Cake says, Smokey says, only you can prevent STDs. So we do call them STIs now, but that is correct. You have to be responsible.
STIs.
Damn, even
what's
STDs
sexually
got
transmitted
pronouns.
illness?
Infections.
Oh,
yeah,
infections.
so we say infections instead of
That's
disease.
better, actually.
Yeah, because they're not diseases.
You sure?
There's maybe one or two that
You
would be
sure?
considered disease.
They look like diseases, though.
But they're just infections.
He's like, they smell like diseases.
Yeah, when they flare up, that's a disease.
It's not a disease. It's an infection. They're different.
Okay.
Diseases don't go away.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know if that's the
Infection
defining
is solved.
factor. That is not the defining factor of disease.
On paper.
No, it's not a defining factor. But if you look at
It became. I believe it became from dis-ease. You are either at ease or dis-ease.
Yeah, dis-ease.
I believe was the.
But it's an incorrect term for the overarching sexually transmitted. The overarching.
Only
word
because
is
the
infection.
world has changed.
That's true.
It used to work. It was dis-ease. I had sexual dis-ease.
Sure, but that's not how we use
It
language
peed when I
anymore.
burned when I would pee. I never had. I'm so
And again,
lucky
they
to
are
never.
infections, so it's a more accurate term for what it actually is.
And you would say a UTI, not a UTD. For
Exactly.
You,
Urinary tract infection.
that's the one.
I bet they wasn't saying the N-word at them slave parties at this rate.
You don't. Isn't that where you would say it?
I would think, but with all the rules, I don't think you could.
Again,
Well,
it's
it's
different
just-
slaves.
But again, like it depends on what people
You're
want.
making-
and
That
whatever
is true.
is
What if
down
somebody
for.
said and they like, whoa, this ain't that type of slave. I'm in
Yeah.
latex.
Not cool, man.
I'm in black latex.
That's
I'm
how
not.
you have talks before. You know what I
Not
mean?
cool, man.
I'm in black latex. I'm not in no. I don't know where you wrong party.
And that's why you just have,
Oh, my
you have a
God.
little chat before, you know? A little
That's why it's a
chit-chat.
community. That's why they do an interview before.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's right though. I would be too uncomfortable. They'd go, oh, he'll never be able to do it. It's like the
Perform.
kid, yeah, well, like they won't let a kid go into a haunted house or something. They'll be like, he can't handle it.
Can't handle it.
You could dress up like the corn.
You want me to fool my way into the?
That's gonna no.
No, I'm saying because you gonna be
I don't think
standing
my
there
outfit
nervous.
is the problem.
Standing in that,
I think my personality is what's in the
It'll
way.
be a scarecrow. We're not doing rodeo again for a while, so
All right.
Anyway,
Also, corn is farm, yes, not rodeo.
what was it? Well, we had some farm themes too.
I know people stretch it out. Like I don't
Times
have
are hard.
yeah, exactly.
Sounds are hard.
I guess
only
I'd
thing
prefer
that's
that
hard.
to clowns. I don't think I want to see clowns
That'll be
sex. Although I bet
crazy.
that's a whole.
fucking
That's
clown
probably
party,
a whole.
that would be-
Wow.
That's probably a whole theme, right? There's people
That
who
would
are
be
into just that
terrifying for a lot of people.
because there's
Also,
furries.
definitely people into clowns, but
I'm on here. Are you on here?
I
Oh, somebody says Christian is the man. Oh, Andy Stack. So Andy Stack
Yeah,
was
he
there
was, yeah.
in the room with Sam too. He flew down from up north.
Greg also says, "Yep, or should have seen the younger years."
Greg who?
Greg Caro.
Greg Carew.
Carew,
Oh yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, he knew me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I worked at Saturn, the car company Saturn, with Greg Carew. I know him through
Wow.
Danbury Chive. And when my dad died and I was 18, I worked at Saturn
Saturn.
because my girlfriend's brother was the general manager and he hired me.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then they sent me down to Spring Hill, Tennessee for training and everything. And I with him, Greg Carew.
Wow.
That's hilarious. Wow, thanks for watching, Greg Carew.
Nice.
Remember
Crazy.
Saturn? Wow.
It's a different kind of car. It's a different kind of car
Yeah.
company.
Oh wow.
They had some
He
nice
really-
Saturns too. Have we seen?
Really?
It? Yeah.
Maybe later when they were just taking other cars and putting their label on them. Otherwise, they were kind of
Nah,
just,
you
they
had
made
you had to put
one
the
car.
wheels
It
on
either
it.
had 2 doors or 4 doors.
Yep. And then they had that box Saturn
Yes.
thing, and then you would put the wheels on it.
You're hilarious.
I remember Saturn.
Saturns.
They had this green Saturn 2-door, the little slant nose.
The
in the front.
SC2.
He knows.
I sold them and then I did finance there because my friend was the manager.
He does it all.
Did you ever do any kind of weird job like that?
No. What was weird about that job?
Didn't match my personality.
I worked at McDonald's for 2 days.
2 days.
Yep.
Did you get fired or did they?
I quit.
Okay.
They said we couldn't eat for free.
Oh.
It was my favorite restaurant.
From McDonald's?
Yeah.
Do you get a discount at least?
Discount, but I mean, I don't make enough for the discount.
No. Not when all these nuggets are just sitting here.
Yeah, you have to ring it up. You have to ring it up as a loss and then eat it. Or then one day he was like, "I want you to clean the bathroom." I'm like, "Look, I could sign up to work to register. I didn't.
Right. I thought I'd wear the paper hat and be
Yeah,
done
I
with
didn't
it.
come to do none of this stuff.
I wanted a free burger once a day. Click in some.
I was a camp counselor for this thing, PIC, when I would work at in the hood at these camps, and then the little 12-year-olds would try to jump me.
Oh.
Yeah,
How old were you?
I had to be like 15 or something, but I didn't have a growth spurt then.
Right.
So and then you in the
How old were you
projects.
for your growth spurt?
Probably like 17.
Really? I was 14.
Oh, early.
9 inches over the summer.
Wow.
I'm still at my pediatrician because I was 14 years old, and they checked the thing. They were like, is this right?"
Is it painful?
My mom had been pissed off.
I think it was awkward. I don't remember it being painful. Maybe in my legs a little bit, it was awkward.
I remember my lower back
hurting.
hurting.
Yeah.
Nothing's where you think it is. Everything's
'Cause
you're
those
knocking
growth
shit over.
Spurts are like, that's pretty drastic on the body, especially that 9 in a
What
summer.
was your like probably 6 is I think average for most people.
I
love
don't
that we're
I
talking
don't
about
even
growth
I ain't even
spurts.
measure it like that. I just knew that My mom friends looked at me differently.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
on that one. You ever do anything?
No. I was
Why not?
already traumatized by then.
Yeah, that's right.
Babysitter.
Ah, I forgot. Babysitter. You were
Or as they call it in your world, I don't know what they call it in your world.
nanny sitter?
It's like the moment that the villain was created.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the 6-parted version of that?
I know what you mean. Not the
Yeah.
Dark Night of the Soul, the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The babysitter
It's like
story
with
is
Batman.
unfortunately not uncommon.
Nah, you find out, it's like,
It's-
oh, you think it's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think it's a thing, you know. You talk to these people and they like, man, that happened to me too. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then they try to change the word in California. They say you were molested. And I'm like, I don't think so.
What was it?
I got my dick sucked.
Yeah. So they
But
changed
based on age it is, and the ability for like a
There they go. There they go with all
It's the technical
rich-
jargon.
yeah.
It's all the technical jargon. That's how they get you. It's not even in the initial crime. It's in all the subterfuge afterwards. This is not something to make fun of.
I think we can.
Well, your
If it
dad.
I mean,
happened,
it's your experience.
Yeah,
You
it's
get
my
to-
experience, you know.
You get to speak on your own experience however you
Yeah.
want to, because it's your experience to speak on. For other people, it's traumatizing.
all right, I had a ball.
Yeah.
I had a ball.
Sounds like she had a ball.
No
I'm sorry, I
regrets.
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, she did.
She.
I was a practice dummy for her. She was
CPR?
probably going to high school.
CPR?
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Whatever.
CPR doll or whatever, you know, to bounce off of, and you know.
She tried to inflate you.
She did, but she deflated me.
Do you know that never occurred to me? Fellatio, deflate, inflate. Is that the derivative? Where does fellatio as a word
I
come?
don't know.
I'm
I'm
sorry
gonna look
if
that
you
up.
were if you tuned in to
I'm
have
sorry. April
another classy show. I'm sorry. This is
let's
a
see
departure.
It's
Here,
April Fool's Day. We can do whatever we want.
Tim McLaren, evening all. Jay, great seeing you on the 1000th episode of Smoking Tire on Sunday. Thank you very much. That was a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yeah, man, I'm mad I missed that. I saw everybody. I was like, dang,
You were
I
on
was
some
gone.
kind of group drive having your own fun, look like.
That was Sunday, I think.
So was this.
Oh.
They were both Sunday. Wasn't your Sunday?
Oh, yeah, it was. I'm sorry. But I still could have swung by, hung out.
Do you say
But
shalom?
I had to be home at 1:30.
Oh, right, that's right. Oh, we saw you at Lieberman's the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Shalom, is that how you say that?
Shalom.
Shalom.
Well, shalom. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Greetings from
It's from
Denmark.
Denmark. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Andy Stack, yay, you're live. Andy Stack is one of the people I met through the departing and now departed Sam Macaroni. We had never met.
Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing as many on Facebook as you can see.
Oh, I like the way that.
Driver Psyche, we can give Ariel her own mic. Yeah, okay.
That was from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about that. The rest of them, except for
Here,
the
let me
bottom.
see if I tune in a little bit more. I can bring it closer to you. It's just, it's really here. Let me see if that's any better. I'm just looking at the, you have the headphones, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I heard. I mean, it sounded good, and it definitely got higher.
You should
than-
sound just off camera. We should
Yeah.
be able to hear you, but you're just off camera.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
exactly. Yeah, I'm just like a little bit lower.
Okay. Yepper should have seen the younger years. Yeah, that was crazy pants. Smokey says, oh my gosh, only you can prevent STDs. Did you do these ones?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Except these
I know,
last
Don
two.
Giller. I know.
Sorry, buddy.
And we covered the weight situation. It's gonna be a competition show.
Don, this show is not X-rated. That is a PG something.
I did, however.
It's a clean version of what you think it is.
But if you'd like to know the origins of the word fellatio.
Oh yeah, please, sure. I mean, since we're doing it.
Since we're here, it originates from the new Latin term fellatio. I don't know if I'm saying that right, which in turn comes from the Latin verb fellere, which means to suck. So basically, it's the Latin word to suck.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Sometimes my bits are fellatio. So if I'm on stage and
it
I'm
would be fallat.
Fallat?
No, fallare.
Fallare.
Instead of fellatio,
I like
it'd be
fallare.
fallare.
I'd be like, man, I'm out here flaring on y'all.
Yo, this is a fallare set, I gotta tell you. As opposed to a flare set.
Yeah.
This is This is the best.
Here we are.
Yeah, no, I'm just really happy. So under your name, I just put ... But
I'm black.
Oh, you're right. I'll make it one big line.
There we go.
There it is. There was no significance to that. I just simply went with whatever you were doing.
Oh, man.
Where have you been? What have you been up to? Because you kind of, you show up in our life in waves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I go off and do my own thing, and I come back to life. And then, but during the fires, we took the little one out of the city, and we went to Palm Springs for like a few weeks. And then we came back and went to Joshua Tree, because Palm Springs is like too neat and clean. And we like dirtiness, so we went to like, Joshua Trees, no paved roads, hopped in the off-road Cayenne, and just was out there in the expansion land.
no plan, just go.
We checking on Cali we checking on LA with the fires and stuff, but yeah, we was out there, and like it's a warm community out there. There's a lot of people from LA out there, and they got places that serve the food we like now. So the infrastructure is like really, it's like a transition more than like going somewhere new now.
Would you consider a move?
Not
As I consider, I'm asking, I'm polling everybody.
Not well. I mean, we will, but we did look at some places out there. Yeah, but only if we can't be next to nobody.
Yeah.
You want to go out there for the peace and quiet?
Yeah, like why would you leave and buy another like half-acre?
Oh,
property?
No, yeah, I hear you.
Because the thing with Joshua Tree is not your neighbor could be like crazy. Like he could have horses and a boat that the horses live in, like, and then you have a nice looking place, and their place could be trash. Ain't no HOAs out there, So, but I went to the King.
Horses live in?
Man,
Is that an ark?
It's some wild stuff out there. It's arcs but it's people version of arcs.
Aardvarks.
Like one guy had a fence made of garage doors, and
That
I'm like,
sounds awesome.
You got to see it. It's not a nice looking.
It's like real weird and creative and makeshifty and a little bit like, am I going to get murdered here?
That's why you like it, because you could do.
In my mind, it's artistic. You're like, no.
You could do anything. That's why you like it, because I could build anything out here, and then you go and see some of the shit. And you like.
That's what's in your mind.
That's what they thought up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I went to the King of Hammers while I was out there.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was
never
crazy.
been. How was it?
Man, first I was like, it's a lot of rednecks out here. But then somebody was like, these rednecks can't afford this. And I started looking. I was like, oh, yeah, this is like.
Big money stuff.
Big money stuff.
But they're still running the rebel flag
They
and
still
stuff.
run a Confederate flag. Yeah, it was an Asian guy with a Confederate flag.
Are we calling it the Confederate flag?
It is the Confederate flag.
It's the rebel flag. The Confederate flag was originally different. I'm not defending the fucking rebel flag.
Yeah.
I just mean it's a weird thing because I loved Dukes of Hazzard as a kid.
I lived in Florida for a very long time, and they call it that. Like, the people who use it call it the Confederate flag. So, I don't
Hard
know.
to argue
The
with
same
that.
can
This
be
is like
said
the
with
other
the-
word before. It's just changed over time.
Yeah, and the swastika was the same way.
True.
Yeah.
Very
It
true.
was a Hindu symbol
Repurposed, yeah.
for peace.
And the
yeah.
cross and the peace sign. I heard the peace sign was a version of the cross.
Oh,
They
shit.
just broke it, turned it upside down, and broke it.
Interesting.
And it was meant to be
Whoa.
anti-Christ, and it became a thing of peace.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
So, I mean...
And then it became Mercedes-Benz, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Break that last piece out. That's
Interesting. That's
sorry.
really interesting.
No, that's a good one. I like that. Yeah. I'm looking at my... I always ask, why we don't have a... Never mind, I can't do it. Never mind, I can't do
You
it.
see where we went already.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm so uncomfortable.
Well, no, this because we got the Ford versus Ferrari, and like we have all this. Then we got Ferrari, and I'm like, man, we don't have no German movies set in those old times. And I was like, oh, it probably never be a tribute, to the Germans, any of their car companies.
Not
Yeah, I think
certainly not a period piece during the war. No.
Yeah, because it would have to show that so many German cars that people absolutely love were built by Nazis. And I think a lot of people would have a lot of feelings about that if they allowed themselves to think about it.
She's
but,
explaining your joke, I think.
I don't know.
I mean, no, it's a fact. Because I remember when I found out, I was like, yeesh, wow, they
They're
make great
German.
stuff.
I mean, I guess I'm a Jew, so
Well,
it's different for me. I always knew.
No, but I'm with you 100%. I mean, the Beetle itself was a Hitler creation, and then it got taken over by the hey, peace.
Yeah.
It became a symbol of hippiedom.
Yep. So I think it's rebranding. Maybe it'll be a marketing movie.
Oh, you're
I mean, it's
hilarious.
History is history.
Saving Porsche.
Propaganda.
Saving Porsche from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We gotta get in there. We gotta fight. We're gonna lose everything. You know, I got it. You know.
I know what to do.
Flowers. But
Interesting.
yeah, man, the King of Hammers was wild, but everybody was nice, and I mean, watching those guys try to climb those hills was like crazy. And my lady was there. You know, I was like, oh man, I brought a Jewish chick to the
I
thing.
think I remember seeing your photos of that now.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I would not want to be a woman there by myself.
No.
Yeah.
But no, it was women there, and everybody was nice.
Sure.
But I'm like, this is how Mad Max started.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, it started as something good.
Go protect your
and
girl.
then the world, something happened.
Yep.
And like these were the only women left, and these were the only like no food, and this all the.
These are the only
left.
machines that survived.
And it's like we gotta fend for ourselves now, and I was like, damn, you know, they on shrooms tripping, they having a good time.
Desert.
Yeah.
Everyone's on shrooms in the desert. See, I came to this stage later in life. Shrooms are a new thing to me.
I would recommend doing it in the desert.
That's what everybody says.
I would recommend.
The movies even suggest that. TV shows.
When you're out there and like, you're surrounded by mountains, like 360, so everything expands out, and your thoughts get wider, because it's something about nothing, empty space that makes you creative again. You know, so I think spiritually you start to feel those things. It's like, oh, this is like I could feel this dirt, or this is the only tree here. I know it's struggling, it's life source. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah, you got to really like.
You're connecting with each thing.
Yeah, you're connecting with each thing, in a place that could be rough. You know, and our lives are like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's good, and the silence becomes loud.
Oh, I love that.
And you hear stuff in the silence very clearly. There's no distractions or nothing like that. So I would recommend doing it in the desert or a forest or something like that.
Yeah.
And not new Netflix.
No.
Oh, I can't look at screens if I take mushrooms, like screens.
Any man-made
Screen will be
thing.
fine, but good luck trying to find a movie.
Yeah, you do that for 8 hours and looking through it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the
Scrolling.
perception of that it fucks with me too hard.
For
like
sure.
I need to be in nature and present, and you know.
Yeah, every man-made structure becomes, you feel a bad vibe from it.
Yeah.
Like you
Right,
can look like this
anything
was cut.
inauthentic.
This was cut. I feel his pain. You know, the metal is like rock. I see like rocks and lava when I see metal and like stuff like that.
Because that's how it got made.
Yeah, the imagery of it.
I'll be back.
Yeah, but the beauty. No, I apologize. The beauty of it is everything. Here's the dopest shit ever. When you're on shrooms, you realize, and you have to come down. You enter the city. Everything man has created has came from the earth. You know.
Well, we didn't import it, if that's what you mean.
Well, no, we didn't, but it really like hits you like somebody came up with like concrete and iron and like all type of like
Like it's you just had this shit and you came up with that.
Yeah.
Like it is.
You had to
wild.
dig for that. Like what made you dig for
So
that?
you don't think the aliens came and gave us the knowledge and ancient all that stuff? Or is that God too? Is it all the same thing? Is everyone fighting over the same thing?
I think so. I think so. At the end of it, yeah.
If history is any guide, that's probably the case.
I think
right?
we have had some help, or I think we've had some help, or we're a simulation and we knew where to get the shit from.
Right. Somebody just downloaded the new shit.
I mean, the discovery.
Because where do our ideas come from? That's where I always go. The famous Adam Egget question: where do your ideas come from? What's the answer?
I don't know.
Right. That's what
It's
makes
where
me
does
believe in a higher
consciousness come
power.
from?
Right.
That's what I think that's what makes me believe in a higher power. Just the thing of salt alone.
Salt.
That's the thing when you get on shrooms, you get it till you break down to the real simplest
We're
thing.
down to sodium. We're going down to the elements.
The elements.
Yeah.
And then somebody like had it, and then they got everybody else involved in salt. And then spice became the thing back in the day. It was no cocaine.
Oh.
Spice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, how bland was the food in Europe?
That's where I'm going.
Fucking meat,
It's just
man.
such a small.
Because the reason we're here is for spice. Because of spice.
Mm-hmm.
You and me?
Me? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are saying something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason, like, the slave trade and all that happened and stuff, and people started to venture out.
Holy shit, that is what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, for spice. You know what I mean?
Importing of spice.
Finding it and getting it back, you know, to put on these bangers and mash or whatever the shit.
Oh my god. Is that what they put it on?
I guess.
Scottish eggs.
I'm like, the food is so bad.
We need something.
I need a ship. I need a loan and a ship.
I talked to Phil about that. I was hanging out with Phil Morris today because we dropped that car back in Malibu, and I made a confession. Last night I watched a movie I'd never seen before and always secretly wanted to see, but I tried it a bunch, and I could never make it past, the first few minutes or whatever, and I would always turn it off. But last night I watched the whole thing.
What was it?
Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
Did I see that? Was that with the...
It's the, go ahead.
That's not the one with the worms or nothing, is it? Which one?
No,
is
that,
I think that's
Starship Troopers.
Oh, shit.
No. Battlefield Earth is the Scientology one with John Travolta as the alien, but it takes place here. It's got kind of a Planet of the Apes vibe.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Really? Oh, it's like 25 years old now. But it was a mega thing when it came out because it was supposed to be huge, and then it was like a total flop. But it was a Scientology movie. It's the L. Ron Hubbard. It was written by L. Ron Hubbard, it said at the end, based on the book by L. Ron Hubbard.
Is it the story of? Is it like his book?
Yeah,
The,
that's
like,
what
Bible thing?
yeah, yes, I think so.
Whoa.
Yes.
I thought about doing a sketch where I have, like, a militant black version of Scientologists, like how they got the black militant version of the Nation of Islam in the States. Is having a black militant Scientology group. And, like, they have their own Malcolm X. And then he quote the Honorable Ron L. Hubbard.
See, I think people would compare it to Star Wars these days because people don't get the source material, right? They'd be like, oh, he's doing the thing from Star Wars.
But this will be...
I think they'd get it.
I think they'll get it. Cause
All right.
I think they'll get
Do
the
people
humor.
remember the Black Panthers anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Good. I don't know what I mean.
Well, I mean, yeah, they still... I saw two little ones selling candy, Yeah,
Oh, so it's still
with the
around.
beret. Yeah, it's still around.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the movies when I was a kid, and nobody talks about it
I felt
anymore,
bad.
so-
It was for them, but it's still around.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was like, y'all, it's other things y'all could be, because if you see a child with the Black Panther thing, like I'm talking about like a little, like gotta be 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, you don't even know.
Is it Black Panther Disney Black Panther? Or
Oh,
Marvel or
sorry.
whatever?
Is that what you were talking about?
That
No,
the
it
thing.
wasn't. It
Oh,
was not
okay.
what
No, I'm talking about the
but
real
saying, like,
beret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
want to buy a bean pie, and I'm like, you don't even know you too
You
young
don't
to
know
get
the
the.
history, but there was a lot of good that the Black Panthers did for children, for like bringing them school lunches and making sure that kids were fed and stuff like that. Like that's something that people don't know because they only think of like the propaganda side of things.
Yeah, that's true, but that was the vibe in the 60s.
Yeah.
You could see it, but you can't be on like at the mall these days. There wasn't no malls back then.
No.
No, but there used to be like not recruiting offices, but there were like places you could
Yeah.
go. You could go sit and learn about it if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I mean, like I
In
said,
the 80s.
Yeah,
yeah, the
recruiting.
times warrant that.
Right.
You
I
know,
see your point.
The
Yeah.
kids got attacked by dogs in Washington and stuff like that.
100%.
So that'll make, but these days, what I mean, you getting out of this Cadillac with these cookies, like,
Yeah.
all right, and dad, like,
Go get them.
Let's
Did
go
you
get
just
this-
make like a bunch of stereotypical references? Is that what?
I'm just saying, it's just a nicer time for them,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Times
see.
are different.
Yeah.
I
Times
see.
are different.
That
We
is
still
a
drive
better
Cadillacs?
life. Yes.
I know a lot of white people with Cadillacs.
That's true.
Cadillacs are cool again.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple, there was some weird years for Cadillac,
Yeah.
but they're really hot again.
Yeah, because they try to make America great again.
I don't get the reference.
Because Cadillac is one of America's great historic
Oh my
cars.
gosh.
And that's sometimes you got to really look at the scope of what MAGA means, if that makes sense. I went to a bathroom and it was men and women, and the women line was long and the men line wasn't long, and I was like, I can deal with some of this MAGA stuff again.
You're hilarious.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits you have is in your special with the putting an ER.
Oh, put a
on.
MAGA, you MAGA, you MAGA. I'm like, they shortened it. They shortened Make America Great Again, the MAGA, like we did the N-word to make it sound cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why we should add a hard R. For those who ain't seen my special, check it out.
On Hulu.
On Hulu.
Yep.
Do you get people recognizing you from that? Do you get people giving you credit, saying, "Oh man, that was great," or is that one that people don't talk about?
Nah, it's both. But the people who do, they really they pull you to the side and be like, "Hey man, I saw that. That was great work," And then you be at the weirdest places too, not expecting it, You
Really?
be at the art museum and stuff. You be like, "Hey man, I saw your special, man. That was dope."
Really
and you're
was.
like, "Oh shit, I ain't even write it for you."
Yeah, you're not even my audience.
Or I think.
Right.
I'm
you're
realizing,
wrong, right?
you don't. The people I'm writing it for ain't even.
Isn't that interesting? Because you can't pick your audience.
No.
But the computer, the marketing side tells you, oh, you need this and this box and this box, but you can't do it that way.
People see it and they're touched by it, and then when they see you, they like, "Oh, you that dude." You know what I mean? You could just be in an argument with your lady and your confidence gone. Somebody like, "Hey man, I see your special," and you like, "Word." Thank you, man.
Needed that right now.
Hey, baby, look.
This guy.
See, I got
This guy.
Look, I told you.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really...
Fuck, taking out the trash. Shah!
Taking out that trash, bitch.
Never doing it again.
Oh my God. What I wouldn't give. That special is pretty great. It is pretty great. I think it's pretty impactful.
Thank you.
And everybody should watch it.
Question: when you're in a relationship, do you lean on your partner about taking trash out?
No, I think that's shared responsibilities, but I will say...
Your voice octave changed when you said that, though.
Well, because I think it depends on the relationship that you're in, too.
Okay.
But I will say, in most, thinking back to the relationships that I've been in, the dudes have traditionally just taken care of it. I'm not the type to... I have problems asking for help. But also, it's just been done. I've been very fortunate in domestic things when I've lived with partners and when I've been at semi-living with partners, that it has been pretty evenly shared.
Jesus.
I know that's rare. But I'm not with any of them, so they weren't great anyway. So.
I mean, he took the trash out.
That's not what I mean.
Shit.
What you thought I meant?
No, it's definitely a thing.
Was that the question that?
No, because I think sometimes it's different. What full is.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the
sure.
trash is full, and it's like, no, it's not. You push it down.
Yeah, but I'm a push down bitch, so I'll push it down, and
okay.
I want to fill it to the top because I want it. I don't want to be wasteful. So.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't like taking.
The
it
people
unless
who
it's
don't want to
stinky.
be
If it's
wasteful
stinky,
is gonna fill it all the way up, and the people who don't give a fuck,
Sometimes it's stinky and it's got to go, but then I put it on my patio.
See, that's
and
where
then
I go. It's content specific. Sometimes I'll mash it down too,
Yeah.
as long as it's like dry goods in there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's not gonna, if I have there's a tuna fish can or something like that.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
gotta
want it staying
go.
in my house.
It's gotta go.
I'll put it outside. and then
Hamburger,
keep filling
like a
it out there.
chicken wrapper or something like that.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
go.
Mm-mm.
Gotta
See,
go.
these are things that really matter in the relationship. With the longer you're in it, it's like
It's true.
these were the arguments really.
For me, all of that got easier when I did everything. Because we no longer had to fight about any of it. And it actually, even though it was more stuff to do, life got better.
Damn.
Because we didn't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? That was
You
my
just
job.
did it your
It wasn't,
way.
she couldn't do it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
everything was my job. So we just did it that way. And then guess what? We didn't fight about dick. But not about that stuff anyway.
Damn, I think that's what they all want at the end of the day. Somebody to do it all. Even if they don't want to do it all.
Yeah, Nicole got
I'm an
everything she ever
independent
asked
woman.
for sure.
Yeah, because she's strong, independent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was hell for her. She was a fucking
Yeah.
prisoner. She would have probably rather done everything herself. And maybe not. But somewhere in the middle.
Wow.
It's hard. It's hard to ask for help, and it's hard also when you're getting help, but it's not the way that you want it to be. And that's part of the stickiness of being in a relationship, is that someone's doing it, but not the way that you want it to be done.
How was it for you being here that last week? I'm really glad that you came through.
Thank you. Man, it was a challenge, man. It was something that, I just knew I had to come. And I'm like reliving the times I've done this before, with my dad and with like other people. Sometimes you go through a phase where people pass and it's like it's just a season. It's just that season. So I knew. I think I saw you all up at the Crest at Newcomb's, and I just sensed it. I just sensed it was a transition. So when you text me, I was like, oh, I gotta go by there. I don't know if I was supposed to be doing something or not, but I just was like, I gotta go. And I always know I'm walking into something tight, very tight, and I hope that people understand that if somebody's suffering, it's a chance for them not to suffer again, and think of it that way. Like this is a chance to be free, versus like keep somebody here and for your own personal reason have them suffer. And then like watching what you went through, like you said, the man you become, and the inspiration for a lot of guys of what we supposed to do. Cause a lot of dudes joke about leaving when shit go down, and you didn't, and you stayed through it, and it brought out the little bitch in all of us. Not to use those words, but dudes do come up and be like, man, you was a brave man, because we all had to face ourselves. But holding her hand, feeling her soul and her heartbeat, and knowing she was there, and being able to kid and joke with you and make sure you was okay. I mean, you were surrounded and built community, which is amazing. It's amazing, the community you've been able to build in this town, and the type of town this is, of genuine like supporters and stuff. And I think we was able to have some good times, and probably, a conversation was had when I left. I definitely know when I was there, it was a conversation. You gotta be like, oh, this is how he is,
Oh, no, I mean, I doubt it.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. You mean like covering, like, oh, that's just Byron. Don't worry. That's it. No, I don't think so.
I mean, we was laughing.
I mean, Nicole wouldn't have fucking apologized for you. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Also, I loved how there's nothing to explain.
Yeah.
I understand why you would think that, only now that you brought it up, but I
go through it so much. It's just like who I am. So I always think spiritually the purpose that I'm serving is questionable to the masses. So, but none of that matters in that moment. This is not the first time I showed up and had to like, be this person.
Well, I think you provided everything you got out of it. You also, I think, provided a service because you created some levity. You provided a different energy to the situation that I was grateful for. I think everyone who was here was grateful for it. I mean, that's kind of what that time was all about. These are people that Nicole loved being around. Yeah. These are people that fed her cup. You know what I mean? That didn't wear her out. And at the end, we didn't get a fucking goodbye. She just got bad real quick. And it just seemed like we have to dump as much of this energy into her as possible. And also to provide a moment of goodbye for people that were going to be surprised when she was just gone the next week. Like the rest of us were. We were just in the moment living it, so we had to deal with it. And
then making sure you had your space too. Which is another thing once you get to the level you at. It's like letting people understand that this is a real life thing and you need space to process everything and feel what you gotta feel and like, still connect with her the way you do. You need quiet for that, So, which is rare. Which is rare to get sometimes, especially when you up at Newcomb's. But I still like the fact that you do come up when you come back and you get to see the love for people and stuff like that, It got a little overwhelming at one point up there.
It's every summer. Every summer it gets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then once the magazine thing hit, all the newbies came up and.
Yeah, but we all knew that's a wave. Every
Yeah.
time there've always been, somebody will do a video, somebody with a huge following will do a video up there that we didn't even ask them to or whatever, and it's like it's a wave.
Yeah.
A couple weeks and then it goes away. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it these days because the reason I was doing it doesn't exist, and I don't just mean her. I just mean kind of like, well, we were. I was going up there to escape our hell that we were living in, but I don't live in that hell anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a reason to blow off Friday morning. In fact, I need to get my shit in gear because I'm way behind in life from where I should be, et cetera, on paper. So it's like, I have a hard time with that. It was kind of like coming back and doing this show. Like, well, what the hell do we do it for? I was doing it both to apologize to David Letterman and so that my wife could have all of these awesome Hollywood people come in and they could still have their little banter.
Yep.
Well, I mean, those reasons are not existent anymore. So then I have to look at it from everyone else's perspective of what it turned into. The CBGB is hilarious of it all because that place got famous for not what they intended, country, bluegrass, and blues, and it's a fucking punk and rock place. It's literally the same thing. I have to look at it through the people who love it now's eyes to see how beautiful it is and what an incredible community of supportive, loving people it is. It's a rare thing in this world. It's incredible.
I've gotten like that with my life, and I had to relook at the blessings and me being able to do what others can't do, and sometimes it's just not questioning stuff again, and to think about it and just exist in it.
How do you get over that, though? How do you turn that off? I'm still struggling with that. I go right back to it.
No, I am, but even me pulling up today in the 992 cab, and was still wondering, like, why am I in a 992 blue cab?
What a life you created.
Thank you, more please.
And then last week I was in another red GTS, you know what I mean, 992, so I'm like, and now I'm just not. And then people question me, and I'm like, and it could be the same thing of people like, where you at, or how this thing happened, versus just being like, I'm fucking Jay Ryan.
If I ever got out of the car like that, I'd shoot myself. That's, hey, Jay Ryan.
No,
hey.
but I'm saying, like, in a way.
People think that's really me. Like, that's the joke little talk show guy. Like, I'm not really like
no,
that.
but I'm saying, like, in your head, like, this is when I say I am Jay Ryan, like, this is who I am. I can't tell you why these things happen all the time.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
get your
this
point.
is my reality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
this is
the magnet. It is what it is.
Yeah, this is.
Well, I do agree
This is
with
the
that.
beautiful. This is the gift and the curse that comes with this thing. And the older I get, I don't know how even long this gonna last. So I just gotta enjoy.
Ride it. Phil was saying something similar to that today because he's been there. He's been his whole life.
Yeah.
So that perspective means something to me, and it's very similar. Like, you really sort of have to just settle into the character.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's also just this industry, whether you're in front of the camera or behind the camera, because I've, been behind the camera for 20 years, and it's the same thing. There's ups and downs, and at some points of it, you're just like, I cannot believe that this is my life, and then other points you're like, I cannot believe this is my life. And it's, be grateful when you have it, and just keep showing up when you don't.
Yeah, you have a stillness. Because the missus is gone. It's a peace that you might not think of as a peace. It might not be a peace at the moment, but it is a stillness to where you like, oh, I need to be either doing something or I need a reason for why.
No, you're right.
Yeah, when sometimes it's just like, it's
one of the only good things that came out of this is like, oh wow, there's a moment of quiet.
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And this is messy.
Unfortunately, the world doesn't want to keep you there, though. The world wants to disturb your peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I push back. I haven't done nothing in a while.
Boundaries.
I haven't done nothing in a while, so I'm like, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. If I don't have a clear, a clear vision of where I'm going,
You're gonna stay put, right?
Or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna back up. Then I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna back up.
But you're gonna stay grounded in wherever you're at.
Well, it's no getting to 1,000 of nothing without that. Cause everything goes wrong when you try to get to the 1,000. That's what was dope about what you posted. Cause I'm like, man, have I ever done 1,000? I haven't done 1,000 or anything.
They weren't getting the gravity of what they had accomplished.
Yeah.
Like everyone was trying to make them understand it. So finally, at the end, I put it up so that hopefully they'll see it and be like, all right, you know what, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I think that's where it is. Like I feel like I ain't worked in like a year or two. You know, I got my baby's 2 years old, so it's like.
Yeah, but you had stuff coming out in the meantime that you had in the pipeline, right? So it probably doesn't seem like that long.
It do seem like a long, cause it's a quietness, and the still in your life has changed, and like you have to piece everything together. And it's like do I want to do this? Like, what am I giving up from doing this and this, and like, so being there and still existing. Every time I get to a point where I'm like, this is what people want me to do, and I sit back like, man, fuck that shit. I'm like, no, I'm having a ball with this.
No good.
This right here, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, that's just what it is. Cause everybody going through something now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like real shit. So it's like, why not like be present and like figure out the next thing? Cause once you get going, you like in motion.
Yeah. It does seem
even
like
if you in motion still, like you just in a stream and you just floating. You really like looking at the trees and how the sunlight go through the trees now.
Yeah.
And all the sounds versus like, kayaking down and stuff like that.
Working.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
move
beautiful.
your presence.
You on shrooms now?
No.
You're
But
just prolific now.
Shroom philosophy.
Well, we went to the other extreme in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are for the hardcore people
Bounce it out.
that survived that first part.
That's right.
This is where the gift comes.
This was the nugget.
Yeah.
This was the nugget. Totally worth it. What do you got over there?
We had Leo said shroom philosophy with Byron. Matt said, yes, shrooms in nature, bring a journal. And Tom said, propaganda was everything in the 60s and 70s.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fresh on everybody's mind.
Because I heard PR came from propaganda, but it was rebranded. So even the word propaganda got rebranded itself to PR.
Holy crap.
Well, yeah.
Because that's what
It's 100%
that's what the Nazis used, the propaganda.
Public
and they had to find a way to
relations.
clean it up.
Oh, my God.
But it was still public relations because they had the good-looking guys always wearing Nazi. You ain't gonna see an ugly Nazi picture.
I don't think there are any ugly Nazis. They killed them, right?
The what?
They didn't allow any ugly Nazis.
Yeah.
They were the
No,
prime.
that's kind of the thing.
There was
race.
only one that looked suspect, and he was the leader.
It was
Yeah.
only because he had a bad stylist, right?
Yeah.
The haircut and the thing.
I'm like, ain't no way he wasn't mixed with something.
Do you ever watch where you read a book or watch a documentary on that, and they talk about like how Hitler was such a good guy until
I can imagine. I only thought
we all loved all the people they interviewed,
Yeah.
like the Germans. They're like, oh, we all loved him. Yeah, we thought he was great until.
Well, if he was a
Holy
terrible
shit.
person, he would have never risen to the station that he did. You know, like you
Yeah,
have
that's
to
a
have
point.
access to get
That's a
that.
point.
Right.
Yeah, you look at a Diddy or a Bill Cosby. That's interesting.
You gotta have charisma,
Yeah.
and people gotta love you to be that type of leader.
Absolutely.
But I also heard on the low that he's a bastard child.
Yeah.
And that his father, like, was a Rothschild.
Who?
Oh,
That his dad, like his
Who
mom
are we talking
was
about?
Hitler. I heard his mom was like a side chick for one of those families. And I'm like, even if it's not, I'm like, where did this theory come from that certain people was trying to take over the world?
Interesting.
But if his mom was a side chick to this banking cartel,
Yeah, mom just.
then that's where
the
it come
kid was
from.
the scapegoat.
And his feelings were strong enough to be like
Hitler was just Ivanka.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
incredible.
I see what you're saying. That's crazy. No, I didn't read that book. I didn't see that special.
Yeah, so but these people was like they did skin to skin when they was kids.
What does that mean?
That's what I was thinking about when I had my
Whoa,
baby.
what is that? What is this? Whoa, what is?
Whoa,
Sorry
whoa,
about
we
that.
got crotch
Excuse me.
shot.
I know. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I can't. That was
what
embarrassing.
happened?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
But skin to skin is when you have a kid. They have to be naked on your skin.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
I
connection.
see.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was thinking, like, man, all these people, like the people you don't like in the world, they all had to do skin to skin with their parents. And
Some of them didn't, and that's part of why they are.
Need a little more nurture.
Not trying to shame anybody.
Less
but,
nurture,
you know,
more
it is
nurture.
An important part.
So
I'm not trying to shame anybody.
that's where my mind goes. Though. I'm like, man, when did the villain stuff start? You know.
Every villain had a parent. I mean, there's a great. I was telling you about this podcast, Psychopedia, and so they tell like great stories, like true crime stories. It's a comedian and like an investigator, so it's great. And they often try in the beginning, the investigator Slater, she tries to like really tell people stories so that we are seeing the human side of people before shit got really bad. And sometimes it started when they were like 3 years old and there were things that were happening. Sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 20s.
Yeah.
But like before that moment of evil that comes through, whatever reason that came through, so most often it's because of abuse, but sometimes it's just, you know, different chemical makeups in the brain. But before that stuff happens, everybody's a human, you know, like you got a parent or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully you were loved. There are some people that grow up completely unloved and it's terrible, or they don't know that they're loved, but everybody starts as a sweet little innocent baby. And it's pretty fucking wild to think of like Ted Bundy as a sweet little innocent baby, but even Ted Bundy was a sweet little innocent baby. Everybody was.
Speaking of, I read today that they was it the leader of Argentina went through the files, unlocked some files, and found out a lot of Germans fled Germany and ended up in Argentina.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Including Adolf.
What?
And it's like and then they
Sounds
mentioned
like a
the CIA.
conspiracy.
They mentioned the CIA and everything as well. And I was like, this is crazy. That's what I said when I read. I'm like, now they doing too much.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory, but who fucking knows? Honestly, who knows what's real with anything?
But I thought him being in Argentina, like undercover, like he got a new job now, and he's like
It's just a plumber.
like a film director or something, like teaching comedy classes or something.
Was there a movie like this?
Teaching improv.
Were somebody still? Was there a movie like this, or are you just writing a good one and I'm having a moment?
No, I don't know. I think I don't know. I just read this that he fled because I wrote some Argentinians. I was like, well, ask y'all parents about this.
And
they was like, yeah, a lot of Germans did come to show up in Argentina. So,
I mean, did they have Hitler's body? I don't remember how any of this went. Did the theater burn? In the movie, they burned the theater down. But didn't they? Whatever.
But you could flee a burning theater.
Look it up. Oh, sure.
Shoot himself?
That's my point. That was going to be my point. That's what I thought. I thought it might have been.
he shot his girl and shot himself.
But I think
these days, nothing.
Isn't that an easy murder-suicide? Yeah, piece of cake.
Yeah, it gone.
Yeah, like who
Very
knows,
convenient.
man. They didn't have no Twitter then, so.
Yeah.
And these are the propaganda people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Imagine-
who isn't a
I
propaganda?
can imagine him eating Argentinian food for the first time, being like,
Scheisse.
it was worth it. You know?
Scheisse. It's funny.
Yeah, man, it's trippy, man. It's trippy the stuff that comes out these days.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with you? So what I was going to say before is it seems like you've been working because you still go up at all the comedy.
Yeah, I still perform a lot. I did 4 shows last week. I'm doing the Comedy Store this weekend. Main room and the original room.
Okay.
And then I'm doing Uncabaret soon and Chocolate Sunday. So I still go up, you know. But I'm in the city, you know, with the fam. So as far as like going to England for like a month and stuff, I haven't done nothing
Doing tours
like
and stuff, right?
Well, yeah, even filming stuff, I haven't done nothing like that. So I might though. I think it's time for me to get back out there.
Is the missus working on anything? Sometimes you guys do your own projects and put those out, and they end up being mega colossal hits.
Yeah, she's working. You know, we did Late in the Lake on Apple TV.
Yeah, huge hit.
Yeah. and they said they spent $100 million on that project.
Is that how much you got? 100 million.
No, I
Good
was
for
like,
you.
man, I should have negotiated better.
I read that the other day about Severance cost 18 million an episode or something like that, and I go, what the?
And they shoot that in the same.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. It's apparently the most expensive show now. 10 million, pushing 10 million. Like CSI, when I did CSI, the very first one, that was the most expensive show on TV at the time. And I think it was like 6.5 or something like that with the license fee.
So much of that goes to talent fees,
But that's
though.
No,
that's
not
outside.
then. And it was all special
then,
effects
but-
and stuff.
Yeah, special effects. You outside. This is going on, but
Yeah.
Severance is like in one room.
Severance does have some VFX, though.
I
I know
will-
somebody that works on VFX on Severance.
They have the second season has some of the most impressive VFX I've
Yeah.
seen.
Oh, yeah, I haven't
Period.
seen it.
But I
Second
will
season.
also say that a lot of that's done practically.
Oh, yeah.
So there are sound stages with nothing but hallways that they just walk around in.
Literally, which is
It's not one of those glass sound stages
Yeah.
with all the fake walls. Like they really built,
built it.
all that stuff. Yeah, that to me is the most impressive show.
yeah. I have to catch up on season 2.
What are you watching? Speaking of, I cut you off on Late in the
Oh
Lake.
yeah, I don't
Sorry.
watch. I don't watch. What I watch? I watched somebody rebuild a Lamborghini, a wrecked Lamborghini.
Oh, your YouTube?
Yeah, a lot of YouTube stuff.
Yeah, car stuff.
I watch. No, sometimes like stock stuff. I got into like stocks and stuff too.
Oh, well then maybe you don't have to work.
No, I
You get good at
definitely
that.
gotta- Yeah, I ain't good at it yet though. Apparently.
I know people just trade fucking Bitcoin and stuff. I'm like, holy moly.
Yeah, I would like to get into a better trading and building a strategy and like really like honing that in. Just like with comedy, you know, so technical, you know.
Yeah.
So I started with fundamentals and in the pandemic, and now I'm trying to learn technical.
Nice.
So
I know that you buy low and you sell high. That's the fundamental I've heard.
but with technical stuff though and those are the best, which I recommend. Once you start getting into the day stuff, that's the dumbest stuff ever.
With the penny stocks and all that.
Not just day trading, like
Day trading in general.
It's higher risk, isn't it? Like the higher
Yeah.
higher risk.
especially
higher
do
reward.
zero DTE options or zero options that expire that day.
Too much pressure.
Stressful. Are
In the
you
beginning-
getting into all that where it's stressful?
It was in the beginning, but now the little bit I had is gone. It's less-
So there's nothing to stress about anymore.
Nothing to
That's
stress
exactly
out there.
right. It's
You just
exactly
learn
right. When
that-
there's nothing to lose, who gives a shit?
there's nothing to lose, but you realize like, oh, I should be worried about the skill itself. I should have been practice trading and learning the skill set itself.
That's what my friends started. That's why I asked about the penny stocks. They started that way just to learn how it all worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, doing options and what do you call it when you're betting against something?
Oh, it's puts.
Puts,
Yeah.
yeah.
Puts.
Yeah.
What are
When
you
you-
puts? You puts.
when you think it won't work.
Yeah.
Or
so-
shorts too.
Shorts,
Shorts.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that.
Short. So,
I love how all of our listeners who are like may have a ton of money in this argument, they're like, "This is
Fucking TV.
ridiculous. Turn it off. This is a joke."
especially during these times.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a ride. But I think I learned about my discipline flaws in this thing.
Oh, keep going, go ahead. I'm looking at mine too.
To be a better trader, you gotta have discipline. You can't be emotionally involved. You gotta but it's the same how Matt said to do 1,000. You have to like go. You gotta go.
Can't stop, yeah.
Yeah, you can't stop, and you do the same thing at the same time. So it's like a more boring skill set. But
I mean, you almost wear it out. You're not interested at all anymore.
nah, it's like I'm gonna wake up at the same time, and I'm gonna look for this pattern, and if the pattern hits, I'm in, and if not, I'm not. Versus, I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, it's patience. You could be sitting there for like 30 minutes, but then in 2 minutes you could just hit, and then you be out. And if you're not out, you get in, you like, I want more. Then it's like, so you learn like, oh, I'm being greedy.
How long have you been doing comedy?
People been born like that. Being greedy, that last part when you're supposed to pull out.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's right.
It's a circle. This show is a circle.
That's right.
Coming back around.
But
How long have you been doing stand-up?
20 years.
20 years.
All right, that's a long time. But think about somebody like Seinfeld. I'm just using him, guys.
Yeah.
Do you think he still enjoys it? Or do you think he enjoys the check from each performance?
You still enjoy the performance. So I think he still enjoy it. He might. I wonder if he still enjoy it because he's such a craftsman crafting the joke. When you look at somebody like that perform, and like at 15, he probably was good as I am at like 7, he probably was good as I am at 20.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like when I worked with him and worked with Chappelle, and I see him, when I saw Seinfeld at the Comedy Store, and he came back after 30 years, and he performed, and I'm like, that's $1 billion set.
Wow.
Like I see it in the technicals, right?
Right. He's perfect, right?
Yeah, nothing's missing, and like, but it's easy too. He makes it seem easy, cause he built up that skill set.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And the same with Dave. You know, you can see each one of their rhythm. When I worked with Dave Chappelle, we was on the road together. I think he was at 20-some years, and I was like, I'll never be this good. And the only reason I said at the age he was at the time, because his reps, you could tell he had so many reps. Like if I'm working with him and I'm doing 15, and I'm 10 years in, he was doing an hour. So he already doing it 4 times as much as me at my age. So his skill level is just crazy.
How old was he? He was like 14 when he started or something,
Yep.
wasn't he? Yeah, okay. Crazy.
So, and then working with Kevin, seeing Kevin being on the same show with him, and you on there with these greats, and you're like, oh, it's
Kevin
Hart.
Oh, what'd you do with Kevin Hart? I worked with him
He
too.
did a pop-in. He did a pop-in at the Laugh Factory one time, and he bumped me. Yeah, because I was about to go on, and they was like, you got to wait. And
Okay.
I was like, why? And they was like, we got a special guest.
Oh, jeez.
And then I seen the writers, I seen this group come in, and I was like, oh, Kevin's here. And then he went up and like strong point of view, you know. And then who else was there? Dang, I couldn't think of the comedian, but then he bumped me because he also sold out the Madison Square Garden.
Hilarious.
And he was like, I can't go, if Kevin go up, I gotta go up. What's the guy with we got a hand sign?
Hand sign?
Hand sign.
Prince?
He's the first comic from the internet to sell out Madison Square Garden.
From the internet?
Oh.
I don't know.
MySpace.
Tom?
Oh, no. Oh. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his
He's a
name.
Dane
part owner.
Cook.
Dane Cook. Yeah, I was
Dane
at part
Cook.
owner laughing. Yeah, Dane Cook. I knew it started with a D, but
Is he part owner of the Laugh Factory now?
I
When I
think-
first
that
moved
was a
out here
while
in
ago, though.
'99, he was here. He was there every freaking night.
Yeah.
And it was it's gorgeous, the Steve Irwin.
Oh,
days.
yeah.
Remember that bit?
gotta let
Every
him
single
up. They was like, you gotta let him up. And I was like, I know he gonna want to go up after Kevin.
No, because Dane's thing is about energy and bringing it up. You can't. It's already Kevin already blew the roof off. You got to bring it down.
And then he goes in and he was like, I also sold out the thing, you know.
Yeah, that's of course.
I like, it's gonna
That's
be
hilarious.
It's gonna be an ego thing. He did good, and then I went on after them and had to do something completely different to match their energy.
So Dane did go after her?
Yeah,
Damn.
but he didn't do an hour or nothing though.
Right.
He did good, so
So you still had time.
yeah. The audience wasn't completely beat up.
Do you ever have one of those stories where somebody comes in and you're like, it fucking took all my time?
Man, I had the president of a production company come see me, and Dave showed up and did an hour.
Oh.
And my set was supposed to be at like already late. My sets are late, like 11:30,
Yeah.
and he did an hour.
Damn.
And then the guy was like, "I gotta catch you some other time. I'm sleepy."
But at least it's Chappelle. It wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a good time, which was important.
Good. There you go.
the guy who came to see you.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's already hard to get industry out
Right.
after 11.
Well, that's my point. If you had to sit through some jabroni,
He'd have felt
at least
bad.
he's seeing
Yeah, at
one of the
least it was
best.
worth it.
But he saw one of the best. But he also is a comedy fan because he saw. He said the best lineup he ever saw in New York when he was younger. Bill Burr hosted. Patrice O'Neal was the middle act, and Dave Chappelle was a headliner.
Damn.
And this is like 20 years ago.
Bill Burr, then Patrice, then wow.
It's a fucking lineup right there.
So he's a comedy fan. He's been in the clubs a long time.
Yeah.
So he know how it goes.
I'm I don't think I'm nervous. I might just be scared to do it. I mean, I guess that's normal, right? But it's weird because I'm not like if you I'm the first guy to like jump off the cliff or off the out of the airplane or whatever.
None of that matters. It's one of the art forms too. Is once you start, you are that thing.
I'm worried about cracking the fucking. I think, what if I like it and then I'm addicted and get bit by the bug and the whole thing. I'm like, I can't start being a stand-up now at 50 years old.
Why not?
I don't know.
There's people start at
why
50.
not?
I don't know. I guess you're right.
And you look at it as a skill
Seems like
set.
a crazy time to start and then put 20 years into it.
You never know.
In my late 40s.
You never know
however
where
old I am.
your path is with this thing.
Well, there's that too.
It's a craft, so
Yeah, I can't control
it might affect this show.
It would.
In a good way. It might affect your. I mean, you already got a built-in community, which is good. So you might not have to do like the open mic.
I don't think they're going to be very forgiving. I think they're going to be like, yeah, you thought you think you're funny, huh? Okay. I don't think I'm going to get a free pass like, when Seinfeld goes up on stage. He's got a few minutes to do whatever he wants.
I don't know. Either way, though, you can host. If you hosting this show, you can host a live show.
Sure. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I've hosted a few.
Yeah. Except your time just get longer.
Right. So, but it feels like there's less pressure because you're just, hey, I'm just the fucking
shit go
throwaway
bad,
guy.
you
Don't
be
worry
like,
about me.
Yeah, when shit go bad, you be like, you ready for such and
Exactly.
such?
Yeah, I've got somebody with actual talent about to come out of the curtain here. Right. Yeah.
It's a great little spot to try stuff out,
You were there when we did this show live at the Marconi, but did you come to the Adam Ferrara show that was his show?
No.
He was the headliner. I just hosted. It was him and Renee Percy and I think one other person. Never mind then.
Yeah.
No, it was fine, but I think that might be a place to get my feet wet.
Yeah.
But you eventually want to hit one of the spots.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
with that type of audience.
I do now. I'm just scared of it, I think. You know what I mean? 'Cause you know what it is? I'm the kind of guy who I hate talking. I'm sorry. Why are we talking about? I'd rather talk about you.
I just want you to notice your body language.
I'm uncomfortable.
When you really
This is me going into the sex club.
Smaller and smaller.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It
might help
that's my character.
It might
Maybe
help
it's my
your sex
persona.
club performance.
Should I start there?
You start at the comedy club, and then you'll get the
Work up
confidence over
to
time.
eventually get a sex party.
Yeah, but just talk on the sex party. You don't have to participate, but you could talk. You could walk through. Do a walk
That's
through.
what I did last time. Just walk through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put a robe
very
on
nice.
and walk
Okay.
through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
have
see.
a
That's
drink.
good. Over here. Okay. That's
Good to see you again, Miss
The
Johnson.
paddles are over there. Okay.
I don't recognize that asshole.
I mean, that was a lot.
Sometimes it really be like that, though.
Oh, I trust you. I have to trust you on that one.
I think in my mind I always had an idea for what she did, but I don't think I have any fucking idea of what she does.
But the way she described it, it brings out the deviant in you.
Yeah, so maybe I'm worried. I'm worried that everyone's going to
Now
find out about my inner
that's what I'm
deviance.
worried about. Just like you worried about getting on stage, I'm worried about getting addicted to that.
Well, but also,
The thing, I know how it feels to get that on stage, and it feels good.
Yeah.
And I think that I would get addicted to that, only until I try your thing.
No, you definitely would get addicted to this. If you drive like how we drive,
I do drive.
that's what's dope. That's what's dope about Newcombs, because it's the same thing as the stage.
what?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the technicals and getting better and
Yeah,
better and better, just
the
honing.
Being present.
The high. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you got to be present. You can't fuck up. You can't overdo the thing, because it would, like you say, respect the crest. You can't
Respect the stage.
overdo the road, or nature will boo you.
Yes.
So it's a version of that.
I think I stay at Good Vibes too long every single week. I talked about this today too. Speaking of showmanship, because I watch people like Leno or whatever who are so good at people coming over and interrupting their conversation or whatever, because they just want to say hello and be, just, hey, I'm a really big fan or whatever it happens to be. And I'm good until I hit my fucking wall, and then I'm not polite or nice anymore.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
it's okay. Yeah, because you don't run a Leno multi-billion-dollar.
I know,
Well,
but
I mean,
Phil's point was, but still, like that person would like a better experience, probably, don't you think? And I go, I do think you're right. It's a really good point. And of course, even I would prefer. I mean,
Hit
gosh.
a wall and get the fuck out when you're ready. You know.
Well, that's just it. But I don't. So that's my.
That's the people pleasing.
I give people a
Correct.
fucked up experience.
Yeah, you're doing it
Yeah.
intentionally. I'm
No, I
trying
don't.
to be nice until I'm not, and it's a shortcoming.
And that's not how you want to be showing up either. You know, like that's
No,
that's not the experience.
all
that
I think
anybody
about on
wants
the
to
way
have.
home. It's all I think about that night in bed. The person doesn't know that. They just think I was an
Exactly.
asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
shit.
an asshole or whatever.
So
You know.
it's,
I don't think about it at all.
Really?
No.
mean,
Well, that's
I
I would like the freedom of that. I've got some
Also a
kind of
Virgo.
OCD brain that won't
I'm a
let
who?
it go.
He's a Virgo, so
I'm a Virgo at home.
What are you here?
Sagittarius, Scorpio.
Are you a Scorpio or a Sagittarius? And then Scorpio other shit.
I'm on the cusp. I'm a Sagittarius.
This is the funniest one all day.
24.
This is the funniest comment all day.
Yeah.
This is the best. I love you, I love you, Don Giller.
He
So good.
Specified what after that. Yeah. The Hitler
So
fan
great.
fiction.
So great.
Leo jumped on board also with the
Yeah, of course.
Day
I mean,
trading.
anything is, right?
Yep.
And what do we got here?
One last
Tim
one.
McLaren. Comics like Jerry and Dave have such a combination of talent and experience that they can see the matrix code of timing. Ooh.
And language without trying.
Ooh. Very astute, Tim McLaren.
Was the last one.
Do you, would you, like that, you're not that kind of comedian, nor would you ever want to be that type of comedian, I'm guessing.
What?
Hey, everybody, who's ready to laugh? You know, like just, like, in my mind.
And enjoy it?
Well, no, I don't know. I don't mean to take away any of your enjoyment from the process. In my mind, it seems like part of the thrill for you is making people go places that they don't necessarily want to go, know they're going to go, maybe not even being okay with going. But you're like, we're going to go there and we're going to get through this. It's kind of a more of a stir the pot kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's an experience. It's not just, all right, he's going to go down the playlist of like the greatest hits.
Yeah, it is. And I want to do the thing where, you know, you more broad and stuff like that, but I just can't.
Doesn't seem you.
My life wasn't that
How do you
broad.
feel about cantaloupes?
Yeah,
What
my
do you-
life wasn't that broad. Like, life always came at me raw. And then you have to make fun. You have to find a way to enjoy that or make fun of that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is. Like, I remember I was at my sister's father's funeral, and I'm sitting in the back seats. And I'm with my mom and this other lady, and I know he hit both of them.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm in the battered seats, like, and way in the back of the row. And I'm making jokes about this on Twitter live while I'm there. You know what I mean? And that's just how my humor is. It's like just as being in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Like my sister, like she watched this show Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, yeah, that's you.
You're saying what everyone's thinking.
Or just being in that situation, the uncomfortable situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or she like, you always like fuck with people.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know. So I think my humor is a
I
a
was
version of that.
you to use your own words, you fucked with me on Nicole's last week, and I loved it because it's what we needed. If she were awake and were able to laugh at that,
Oh,
she would have
yeah.
been laughing more
She
than
would've been-
anyone in the room.
Yeah.
That was funny though.
It was funny.
She would have snorted.
The timing.
for
You
sure.
talk about timing.
Oh,
The
yeah.
timing was
Perfect.
exceptional because I was bearing my soul and everything. And there was so many people in the room at that moment too. There was like 10 people
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they
People
just
who
like-
don't know you
they
or
was
us
like,
were
oh,
like, what?
God.
Just what did he say? And we're
It
fucking
rolled over me.
cracking
I was
up.
like, yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the nurse may have been in there at the time too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Her
24/7.
parents
The hospice
were in there
nurses.
too. But
Yeah, the parents was there. They was just
yeah,
like,
it was a full.
her
You
dad
had a
stopped.
full room, buddy.
Her dad looked up from the photo.
Yeah, yeah. It was great. It was perfect.
That was funny though. There's no other time you could get to do a piece like that.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
No, I set you up pretty well. I just didn't realize I was doing it.
Look, man,
It was good.
that's my wheelhouse, and that's my style of comedy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The uncomfortable. You put that in the blurb today
Yeah.
about saying what seems like it might be the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get kicked out of jury duty.
Which happened last week.
Yeah, it happened last week. Because I was trying to do the thing where I'm like, this is why this case, I have a conflict of interest. But then everybody started having better conflict of interest.
Damn, y'all jumping
And
on
the
my
judge
train.
and the judge still was like, no. And I remember going in the hall and everybody was sad because we just found out instead of this case being a day, it's gonna be 2.5 weeks.
Ooh.
And I was like, guys, I started clapping. I was like, guys, we got to do better. We got to come up with better excuses. And this guy was like, man, my health, I can't do it. And they was like, you still can listen through it. And if you need a bathroom break, we'll give you a break. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, I can sell you a pill that make you faint in 30 minutes. And everybody was just tight,
Yeah.
I'm trying to IG
How
live.
did you get out of it?
Well, I finally, I showed up late. And then they dismissed me. They was like, you got to come back in June. And I was like,
Oh, so you didn't, you're not marked off. You got to come back. They just threw you back in the system.
yeah, I'm back in the system.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But now that I know I could just be in the system like that, I might just like,
Be late next
Did
time.
you do the call-in thing every day? And
well, no,
Or did
because
you
once I
show
did the
up?
call in, they was like, you got to come.
Oh, no.
So now I got to come back. I could just show up now.
So I would get that, and then I would call them and say, I'm so sorry. Can you move it till tomorrow?
Yeah, you
I've
can
got a work
push.
thing, and then you can move it till tomorrow or whatever. And then they would do it. And then by the end of the week, they had moved it each day. And then on Friday, it would just, the automated system said, your service has been completed, blah, 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 blah.
So I've done that, and it got to the point where they're like, you can't push this anymore. You got to show up. And then I did have to show up, and then they wound up not taking the case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were going to be on one.
I was going to be on one.
Yeah.
I was going to be on one.
Well,
And I'm laughing. It's just silly, how serious they take it. And I guess it is serious.
I mean,
But I'm like, I'm the only one having a ball at the same time. And they looking at me like, what the fuck wrong with this dude? And I'm like, I never been on this side of the thing before.
Yeah,
enjoying it.
And I'm like,
I
this
find
is
it
nice.
fascinating.
I was like, this is like a slave ship, all this wood.
look at this.
Terrible.
And I don't like none of these pictures.
You are
over here.
awful. He's
They're
honest
like,
guy.
get this guy out of here immediately.
Yeah, I'm just
Get
hitting them,
him
you know what I mean?
the fuck out. Yeah.
I think we did. I mean, whatever this was.
It was ...
Well, yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, I think we got all the dots, I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
We
Maybe
did a
even
full circle of everything.
yeah I think we
You know.
cam back to it.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
get
you.
Sky
Circle
Cam in
like
there.
an asshole.
Thank you for those who tuned in.
Let's see. We got merch, right? Merch.
Yeah.
It's you can scroll down on YouTube.
Buy the merch.
Right.
Buy the merch. Sure, I think so.
Designed by Auto Journey and modeled by Ariel over there. There's a bunch of different ones too. Check them out. Let's see. How do people follow you? Byron Bowers. Just at Byron
Oh,
Bowers.
at Byron Bowers or at Rolling Coffee Bean. If you want to get to the car stuff.
Car content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it content.
No?
A bunch of photos and shit.
Content.
Well, what was content these days? I don't know.
Man, there's people with budgets.
Oh, I know. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody who
that's
came
true.
in the Smoking Tire had a team for the podcast. Like everybody who came through there has a team to shoot for them. You're right. Like the old Hoonigan guys, Vin and
Yeah, I wish I had a
Ron.
team.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody
Wouldn't it be
come-
nice?
Who wants to shoot me? Come be my team.
There's going to
I'll
be
be
a
my
line.
team.
Now there's going to be a line. There's going to be a line.
After these parties, yeah. They be like, at the party? Can I get in the party first?
Yeah, especially
No,
now
man,
that they
we
just
have
learned a
people
little
for
bit.
that.
Somebody show up with a flip cam.
Nope.
Flip cam? What
Yeah,
year
like,
is it?
oh,
Flip cam?
You know they bringing them back.
No.
Yeah.
You're joking.
No, my
with me.
girl got something at the house. She got like all that. She bought.
This is
all the
where
time.
I start to believe you, and this is where you.
No, it's
snag me.
It's pictures of my daughter on the flip cam. She went and bought it. They digital now. They the files are different.
Okay.
You can upload them. Yeah, I know because they showed up and I'm like, what
Nicole
is this?
used to be in that business, so there was one year we got like 10 or 12 different flip cams because they were in every basket or every hospitality, whatever the heck.
It ain't over yet. That's what they say.
All the digital stuff, it's coming back. Flip phones and digital cameras.
Yep.
'cause
People want their
kids don't-
privacy back.
Yeah. Privacy and peace.
Oh, it's not hooked up to the internet.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
take that's right. The flip, you took the little card out and you
Yep.
put it in your. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Babes and classics.
Babes and Classics, that's me.
Anything you need to plug in your professional life? Any announcements you want to make or anything? Not
No,
yet. Another time.
I don't think I'm really taking any more one-on-one clients, but I am going to have a group program on soon, so
Okay.
stay tuned for more.
Okay.
You know what? No, check out the Sexy Directory. Check out the sexydirectory.com.
And kids improv.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
church.
Preferably back to back.
Yeah.
We got something for the kids and something for the adults, you know?
Yeah, I
That's
do.
crazy.
I do. I pictured all of it earlier.
They're
Amazing to
separate.
me.
And somebody go to both events.
Oh
Did
my
I
God,
see you earlier?
that's what I mean. I was just at the school with my son Jeremy.
Yeah.
You were in that cow suit. Where's your cow suit? Here's some
So I
corn.
walk in like, I got a
Here's some
babysitter.
corn.
We got to get this.
Oh, the udders? Oh my God, I didn't think it through. Udders?
Oh, I didn't do udders, but
Oh, okay.
The woman who was corn, she has a costume with udders, and it's brilliant.
Oh no, I didn't mean.
Yeah.
No, she
okay.
no, she did that. She made.
She
udders.
did?
It was great.
Okay.
They looked great. She did a performance in her cow costume earlier.
Who knew cows would be
Different world. Who knew LA would be such a sex scene, man?
I knew it, but that's from like old books, like reading Richard Pryor books and.
But I thought
Rick
it was the
James
lore
book.
from the old days with rock and roll and the Key Club and all
This
that
is different.
stuff.
Yeah.
The Roxy. All right. We're back next week with Katie Darrell. Katie Darrell is a TV host. She works with Mark Cuban on the Access TV series. She is a longtime friend of ours. She knew Nicole. We went to Kauai together with her husband before. Katie's a great friend, and she's hosted a lot of shows, and she'll be in next week. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in a long, long time. And I think I was trying to think the last time I think I saw her was with Nicole and Grant Imahara. Both gone.
Wow.
So it's going to be kind of weird, yeah. But do you remember the show Deadline on HDNet? This week on Deadline! Yeah, that's Katie Darrell. That was her show.
Wow. Watch that as a
Ran for
family.
years and years and years.
Yeah, my mom is a little obsessed with those shows.
Yeah, I was too, because it was all the weird and wacky stuff that
Dateline
you'd...
and 2020 and all that stuff.
Oh no, not Dateline. No.
Oh.
This was like a show that showed weird, wacky stuff in city, like the Cadillac Ranch or weird things.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah. She was not the host of Dateline. No, that's Stone Phillips.
No, I was thinking producer actually in my head.
Well, you're right because she does produce all her own stuff.
Yeah, that's. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
She does it all.
She'll be here next week. We'll talk
It's
about
gonna
it
be great.
then.
I'm excited.
I'm Porsche Life 111. We're gonna have another road trip coming up actually, and I'm seeking sponsors for that. I haven't actually started calling anybody, but if anyone who's watching this
This is the
comes
call.
from a place where you might want to sponsor, I've got another road trip coming up, and it's going to be Route 66,
Yes.
and it's going to be in May. So let's put something together. Need money to do it. I love you so much, man. Thank you so much
Thank you, man.
for not only being here, but like being our friend, being part of our family. I think the world of you, and I hope you know that.
I appreciate it. But no, thank you, man. Thank you for being an example,
You're welcome.
Being an example. I know it's challenging at times, but shit, it's like, wow.
It's a lot.
To quote a very brilliant man, Mike Liam, I'm just a guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a guy. We love you at home so much. Thank you very much for being with us. Really, really appreciate you. I know it was a couple weeks. Said we'd be back next week, and it was a month. We have shows throughout April. There's guests every day this month, though. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Katie Darrell from Deadline.
Yeah.
Love y'all. See you out there.
Love you.
I just yelled again. Sky
Yeah.
Cam.
Welcome.
Sky Cam. Woo! Yeah, do you have any rodeo in you? No, you want some? Awesome show. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, we went long. Sorry. That's actually, those are both an hour later than they said.
Also a 651?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until I was...
My phone up.
Just go. Don't even say goodbye. Just go.